Oh wow, you are not one to be feared. Just made a fool of her. Damn. Man. Dude, that's the kind of rejection that he really wasn't ready for. Alright, what's up everybody? We are on episode 13 of ReZero, which is called Self-Proclaimed Knight, Natsuki Subaru. I don't know actually, is he going to be offering his service as a knight to Amelia? Or how is that going to work? Sort of in public here? Or actually could it be Priscilla? Because Priscilla was already announcing him as basically her caretaker or something, right? That's literally the word I think that she used. Yeah, which is funny to think of. Like, what if that's going to be the case now and he's sort of, yeah, either forced or voluntarily going to be joining a different side? I don't really see it, like, I don't see a reason for it happening yet, if that makes sense. If that is the case, right? But we're just gonna have to wait and see, I guess. Things got very interesting last episode, and that's why I'm like immediately following up now with episode 13, because we've got the royal selection process going on at the moment, right? With, well, what at first seemed like 4 candidates, but now a 5th one got added to it, and suddenly things looped back around, and we, got back to what was teased already sort of early on, right? Something fishy going on with Feld and Reinhardt, who had noticed something, and here Reinhardt comes introducing Feld as the 5th candidate for the royal selection, and it's like, okay, what did he actually discover there? I know that he saw something in the insignia. Feld talked a little bit about her backstory. Of course, she grew up sort of as this pickpocketer. Is that a word? Just a pickpocket, right? Yeah. So robbing and stealing from people. But she didn't. Yeah, that's the thing. She didn't even know her last name or something, right? She didn't even know who her parents were. So clearly, there's some history, some backstory there that could explain this whole thing. Why she's like an heir to the throne. And again, this is still something that I don't really know how it works, but it's like, okay, we're picking a new royal candidate, but does that mean that sort of the previous royal... Because usually, I mean, it's just a bloodline, right? And you sort of just go down, yeah, the next contender in the sense of they're supposed to be family of the previous one, right? But like now, we got told that the king, I think, was murdered, right? And I'm guessing his entire family as well. Or maybe didn't have any family or something anymore. So that's why we're going for, like... Yeah, that's probably what it is, right? That like, okay, there is no royal bloodline anymore, so we have to pick somebody. But Feld could actually be related to the previous king. Whereas nobody knew about this. That's probably what it must be, right? That Reinhardt figured out that Feld is actually family of the previous royal bloodline, is still the only heir alive without anybody realizing it, including Feld herself. I'm guessing that's what's going on, but still. It's going to be interesting to see it all play out. And especially interesting to see what that means for example, Roswell and Amelia and stuff, right? I mean, why does Amelia want to be the next queen or whatever? Roswell seems to kind of have his own plans, right? Like he clearly has his own agenda. That's how I feel about it. I don't think he's really cooperating here with Amelia, because the two have such a great shared bond or something. I mean, maybe he made it seem like that to her. Again, we don't know what the history there is either. But something is clearly giving off the vibe to me that like, okay, he cannot be trusted, right? Yeah, especially with the conversation that he had towards the Rems, towards the red-haired Rem, talking about wanting to kill the dragon and stuff. I feel like, yeah, that can't really be in the interest of the kingdom, though. Even if it can still sort of make sense, because we know that the dragon is tied to the royal bloodline or whatever, so maybe it's just a tactic to get Amelia on the throne. So still, it's like helping her, but I feel like he has his own interest, like I said. I could be wrong about it, though. I mean, again, it's like the show does such a great job at teasing a bunch of things, but then really not cluing us in about anything specifically, right? And so even now with like the other contenders, there's 2 of them who I don't think are going to play much of a role. But then there is also Priscilla, who, yeah, she's giving off bad vibes. And it's like, well, what's her deal going to be now, right? Well, I mean, she really reminded me of Elsa. And I don't know if those, if that's for a particular reason or something. I mean, the reason why she reminded me of Elsa is just her, like, super assertive and, yeah, her behavior, but also her voice was very, had this, like, yeah, there was a certain, I don't know, I don't even know how to put it, but like a certain undertone there. You get what I'm saying? Where we know how Elsa also was very good at sort of just playing people and always, oh, look at me being so nice and talking so nicely to people and stuff, right? And in the meantime, she's like the bowl hunter and she cannot be trusted whatsoever. I feel like something similar was going on there with Priscilla, and I don't know, like how it all ties in with the witch and how it all ties in with Amelia and, you know, like introducing herself as Satel in the first episode. I'm trying to sort of connect it all, but I feel like for now, there's just too many puzzle pieces without any real connections being formed yet for me to make sense of the full picture yet, right? So I'm looking forward to seeing where we go from here, from here, guys. But with that being said, let's just dive into the episode at hand. And of course, if you enjoy my reactions to ReZero, then you can already watch the next 8 episodes straight away over on my Patreon page, which is going to be linked on top of the description. Over there, we're already going to be on episode 21, so go and catch up on all those reactions right now. Full-length versions, of course, will be up there too if you want to see me react to the episodes in their entirety. And then with that being said, let's dive into episode 13 of ReZero. Yeah, they sure were in for one surprise. Gracing us with your presence. Look at him talking so highly about her. That's not the tone he had at all when he came to that revelation. Man, okay, that was not the introduction I expected. But it makes sense because some of the other candidates also didn't have a clue what was going on. Yeah, and she was always a little cocky like this, of course. Oh, you're gonna get a kick too, yep. Rekindling old friendships. Hey, it's a great reunion, man. I don't think that was ever really in her nature. There we go. See, I'm guessing that is proof that she's part of the bloodline or something, right? Only their blood can make it shine like that. Priestess. Okay, well maybe it's something else than what I'd figured. What did you expect, man? We're in like the biggest political game right now you could think of. Oh, well, maybe you should be offering yourself up as a knight then. Yeah, so all these candidates have their own little servant, their own knight. Vouching for them. Yeah, that's not really gonna be a great argument. She doesn't even want to be the next queen. I was gonna say, I mean, fighting could be something Felda's good at, but then again, Priscilla might be too. Oh! Holy shit, an untrained little bitch. Ah. Oh my god, yeah, I really don't think we want this one. Seems more like you're headed for, you know, World War III. I don't know how many world wars they've had in this place. Yeah, I could figure that already. Time is money. Oh man, under the disguise of such friendliness. These characters always have like 2 sides to them. Well, usually that's who you pick, right? Somebody who doesn't actually want it. Because it means they're not gonna abuse their power. They never had an agenda. Yeah, well, so they can all see that. So, like, has the witch not been seen for such a long time? That, like, they know what she looks like, but simultaneously, they wouldn't even be able to really separate them? Oh, shit. Yeah. I guess you'll have to pick something now. He's gonna be the knight, you already know. Yeah, there we go. Awesome. Well, I think that counts as resolve, though. But who are you to ask it? You're part of the competition, my guy. I mean, to be fair, he hasn't even had enough time to be of service here. He's been here for like a grand week. What are you asking of him? Apparently so. Oh, dude, you're kind of asking for it now, though. What are they? What? I don't think there was any. Oh my god, that's so embarrassing. Oh wow, you are not one to be feared. Just made a fool of her. Damn. Man. Dude, that's the kind of rejection that he really wasn't ready for. Holy shit. Whoa, wait, what did somebody... Dude, who just did that? Oh my god, I didn't even have time to like look. Oh, somebody trying to steal Feld. Rom? What is he doing here? He really came out of there? Look how big he is. He was looking for Feld last episode. So what, they're gonna lock the both of them up now? What? Was Ron just trying to free her and that's it? I guess so, right? He was worried for her. Man, I thought that was something much scarier going on at first. I think you may. I'm still trying to figure out what really changed her mind, though. Oh my god, well, she's not shying away from it. Tear it all down. That way you won't pick me. Guaranteed. A little fresh air. Okay. What does that process even look like? Does it span several days? Are they gonna be taking part in like competitions, or this gonna be like the Goblet of Fire, or oh god, dude, they really got some type of stadium set up here. You know they're gonna... What, are the knights? Are the knights gonna be fighting for them or something? Is that what's going on? Oh god, that's totally what it is, right? It's actually the knights doing the job for them. The death penalty. That's okay, we'll just respawn. You better hope we're not waking up in the Roswell mansion, though. But is Subaru actually in service now of Amelia? I don't think so, right? She straight up rejected him. So is he just fighting for himself? This is probably still just a practice round. Oh man, damn. Oh. Friend. Yeah, she does. Well, I don't think he's misjudging her at all. Dude. Nah, like, the zoom-ins on her mouth, that's exactly what they did with Elsa, man. Is she Elsa in disguise? How does that work? No, you're about to be... This is about to be your final... Oh, right. The shadow powers, or what did they call it? Damn. Damn, he really thought he had something. Fuck, I guess we're dying. Yeah, well... You know, I mean... We might have kind of needed a respawn point. Oh god! Where is this? Oh, it's not, I think, the Roswell mansion, though. Well... Did he not? Oh, he still had the wounds, I guess. Oh, she doesn't want to be responsible for that. I'm sure if she knew about his powers, she would feel a lot less hesitant to let him. But, you know, clearly he can't tell her about that. Still. Yeah, she's still not... That's interesting. Yeah, it's like because he's not... Yeah, he's not being honest with her. I mean, that she's right when it comes to that. It's like on one hand he's definitely showing his resolve, like I said, which is a reason to trust him. But at the same time he keeps helping her out when she's specifically asking him not to. That was in the first episode, though. Yeah. She won't remember that. Damn, she's getting like upset over it now. You can't say stuff though. Yeah, I was gonna say it's it's gonna pop back up. Yeah. I mean, I can't blame Marito, right? Respect me, appreciate me. Well, he has a point when it comes to that. Oh man, we're gonna try a different angle here. You owe me. You owe me to help you. How are we gonna do that? Man, what a quiet, sad end to an episode. Alright guys, well, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and of course the next 8 episodes will be available straight away over on Patreon, which is going to be linked on top of the description. Go and check it out. Yeah, it's funny, I often can't help myself, and I watch scenes play out, and I'm already going in with certain expectations of like, oh, maybe this is what the purpose of the scene is going to be. So when the final conversation played out there between Emilia and Subaru, what it basically turned out to be in the end was just her saying like, well, I don't see a point to our friendship anymore, I guess, right? Like she was just severing the ties there or something, which is very devastating. For me, for a second there, I was wondering if she was going to give some grand revelation, and like suddenly maybe it would start making sense why she introduced herself as Satala early on, or like I mean, on one hand, I want to trust her, right? And I feel like this Emilia can be trusted. I want to make that very clear, and I've said that already. This Emilia can be trusted, no doubt. And I think that what Subaru is doing for her is really nice, and obviously it's exactly what he said, and I'd actually sort of almost lost sight of that particular point, that he's still in a way repaying her for saving him in the first episode from the bullies and stuff. That's the first encounter that they had. That's something that he keeps in the back of his head for like, yeah, why he's doing everything. Of course, he also just really likes her. That's, yeah, I think, the other motive there. He came to really like her and wanted to help her out with everything that she's, well, all the goals that she has right now, as far as becoming that royal, the next one, yeah, the follow-up of the throne, or whatever you want to call it. But again, it's like at the same time, I'm sort of waiting for a certain revelation or some plot twist, because it's clear that there is some shady stuff going on here, right? Whether it comes to Emilia herself, like I said, introducing herself as Satala in the first episode, right? We know that there's, I mean, even Priscilla, she's clearly giving me vibes that like, man, that could definitely be Elsa in disguise, right? And if that's the case, then maybe Elsa, maybe then Elsa is actually the witch, right? Which, yeah, would I don't know. I mean, it would not even be the biggest plot twist to me anymore if that was the case, right? Because I'm thinking about it already as a potential scenario. But then maybe Elsa looked like Emilia in the first episode, and that's why she introduced herself as... Yeah, I don't know why she introduced herself as Satala, though. Why would you give that away? And again, like, why was she in a genuine form in that first episode then, right? And why was she looking like Elsa in the second episode, or whenever we saw Elsa for the first time? Actually, Elsa was in the first episode already, right? It was just like the B part or whatever. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, it's like I'm sort of that scene at the end. I was going into it with a different expectation of what it was going to turn into. Like I thought it was going to turn into some revelation. That's not what it was. Yeah, it was actually it was quite heartbreaking. You know, it's like, what does Subaru do now? How is he going to regain her trust? Well, maybe. Yeah, this is going to sound really dark, but like maybe you're going to have to kill yourself. Do it all over again or something. You get what I'm saying? Like that's probably the only way to get her back. Another question that I have is like, has the save point changed? Has the save point, is there some event that happened that would have caused it to change already? It would suck if Subaru does decide to do this and he literally wakes up in the bed with the conversation having already happened or something, right? Then you're really screwed. But I'm just, once again, thinking out loud. I have no idea where it's all gonna go. Yeah, other than that, I don't think there's a whole lot for me to get into anymore. I mean, Feld was, of course, there introduced, yeah, in the very beginning of the episode as like what could be the next contender. And the insignia did have something to do with it, but it wasn't what I speculated. I figured that she was actually sort of a clear-cut pick, you know, because maybe Reinhardt had figured out that she was like part of the old bloodline or something, right? That's not what it turned out to be. There was just some kind of sign that gives her an advantage, I guess. But she herself obviously didn't even want to be next up in line. She never had that personality for it either, so it definitely fitted her. Yeah, now I guess we figured that like just because Rom tried to get her out of there, he fucked up majorly, and now Feld was forced to take part in the selection, even though she's making clear that like, yeah, she's still not really eager to, yeah, to like I said, actually take on this particular role. But and she's literally saying like, I'll destroy this whole thing if I do end up being selected. But yeah, guys, it was a great episode. I really enjoyed it, but I still have so many questions, right? I feel like, I mean, I've had a lot of these questions from very early on. The show is not really answering it any time yet, or it hasn't been doing so yet. And so I want to make one thing very clear. It's like, I give the show all the time in the world to explain it, right? Maybe in the first season, we're not even really going to find out some of these things. It's going to take until the second or maybe even later, you know, seasons that we will. I know that there is actually, I think, a season 3 supposed to be coming up pretty soon, right? By the time this is up on YouTube, I think it still won't be out yet, because I think it's going to be like January next year or something, right? So it's still going to be a little bit, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'll even be able to be there in time for it, but of course I am going to be checking it out. I mean, we're watching the full thing here as much as we can, so like I said, I don't really know what's laid out for the grand scheme of this show, but it's fascinating. And you know, this is sort of the only reason I'm addressing this is that I know that sometimes I'm very eager to always point out the questions, and then people think that I'm sort of impatient to figure certain things out. I'm not impatient. If the show takes up until season 2, 3, maybe even later than that to answer some of these things, that's completely cool with me. It's just what is constantly on my mind, because that's the stuff that I really like. I like the puzzle solving aspects of a lot of these shows, you know? Characters are great as well. Story is great, right? Puzzle solving. Those are the things that I always gravitate towards. So for now, guys, I hope you all enjoyed my reaction to episode 13 of ReZero. If you did, then of course the next 8 episodes will be available straight away over on Patreon, which is going to be linked on top of the description. Over there, we're already going to be on episode 21. So go and catch up straight away. Your support is very much appreciated and allows me to make these videos in the first place. And then with that being said, I want to thank you all a lot for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you back in the next episode.